Alright, who's ready to make some pierogies? So we're going to start with the filling. It'll be pretty easy to do. What you do is you take some white potatoes, peel them, dice them, throw them in a big pot of water, cook them. And we'll show that process here now. Alright, here you go. So we take our white potatoes, peel them. You guys are obviously not going to see the entire process of this, but the batch calls to do 6 large potatoes. I usually do a little bit more. I do double batch because we end up making a lot more pierogies to get us through the year. And it's a pretty simple recipe, not too challenging, a little time consuming, so you break it out into 2 separate days. So what you do is you cut your potatoes, cube them for boiling. In that big pot that I showed before, I filled it partially up with some cold water. I'm going to throw all of those cubed and peeled white potatoes in there. I am not a chef by any means. You probably critique me on my cutting skills. That's okay. So the recipe calls for us to use 6 large white potatoes. And normally, for me, I would say that this would be a large one. So most of them that you get at your local grocery store tend to be smaller. And so what I've done in the past is just buy a 5-pound bag. And that's what we make. Whatever we make, we make. Throwing them into this pot. We'll fill that up with more water as we finish peeling these guys. Here we go. Fill them up, cold water. I'm going to set them on the stove. So while this is warming up and starting to boil, we will chop that white onion up. Uh-oh. There we go. Got them on high. Get those boiling. You're going to help me now? No? Thought I was going to have my helper. Well, either way, we got to get this guy start going. So we'll turn them on a medium, low heat to get some butter melted with the onion. You going to help me chop that onion? I think you want to. No. No? Okay. Alright, let's do it. Alright. We have the potatoes on high, so they'll start cooking here shortly. Start boiling. So what you want to do is you take you should do about 2 tablespoons of butter. Sounds like a lot. Throw them in that pan that we just started heating up. And now, while that pan is heating up, we are going to chop our large white onion. So usually you go a little bit smaller than this if you're only making 1 batch, but since I do 5-pound bag of white potatoes, I do a little bit bigger white onion. And onion chopped and sauteed and thrown in there. So again, I'm not a chef, so I'm a pretty horrible chopper. This is how I do it. Try to keep everything together. And I'm just gonna try to chop as finely as I can. They'll obviously cut down. There's probably a better way of doing this. my way of cutting. So if you are laughing, please laugh away. All right, we're going to throw that into that pan. Got them in. That's pretty much it for the filling. We do have one secret ingredient because we don't make just straight up only potato. Okay, now we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Let that cook. Turn the heat up a little bit. I'll show you guys right now. So our secret ingredient, since we don't do straight up potato, is using smoked cheddar filling or cheese to add to the potato mixture. We do American cheese, cheddar, you do all sorts of different gambits of fillings and additions to add to your potato mixture. Just found that everyone likes to have that smoky flavor to it. Again, we also make the sauerkraut. We've done plum. Gosh, I'm trying to think what else. A whole bunch of other different stuff. So either way, experiment, have fun with it. All right. So while that onion is sauteing and actually almost done, and while the potatoes are boiling, or starting to boil, we're going to take, to make our dough, 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to melt them. And this is going to make one batch of dough, so we'll probably do a couple tonight and see where we end up later. But you melt them, so throw it in the microwave for, I usually do it in about 10-second intervals, otherwise it's going to pop. I've been known to be 100% accurate on this. So we'll take our all-purpose flour. Oh, we got to get our potatoes ready to go. Keep down, a little air to breathe. We'll do a second cup. And again, we're not going to be 100% accurate, but get it close. So these are 2 cups. Pull that off to the side. Check that butter that we threw in the microwave. A half of a teaspoon. I'm not a big fan of having too much salt. I'm gonna do a little bit more. Just because I just don't like it too much. Okay, the next big thing to do is 1 cup of sour cream. So I normally buy a big old tub. So that's what you hear me open up. Right there. And I take that same cup that we used to grab the flour and get this. So the knife is just kind of to make sure we got enough. So this is your wet that goes in there, and then we actually throw 2 eggs in too. Throw the butter in. Bada boom, bada bing. Yolk. It's not 100% perfect, but it works. Here we go. Relatively easy to do. Just throw it on the KitchenAid. Hopefully you guys can see it all right. I am not one for having artistic ability to shoot you the best shot, but pretty easy to do, right? Put your dough hook on. Lock the device itself, and just slowly turn it over. Let it mix. I think we're about there. There we go. Coming together now. Yeah, it feels pretty good. So what I'm going to do is pull it out. And we'll put it in some saran wrap for the night. Probably gave it a little bit too much, but it's a nice, good dough. So what I do is spread it out a little bit, make it a little bit thinner. And the real reason for that is after you put it in the fridge and take it out for tomorrow, it will warm up. Just to seal it up nice. The potatoes should be about done. So at least we got one dough done. There we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, the potatoes feel done. Taking a fork to them. So we're going to drain it. And then I'll show you the process of putting all the ingredients together to make the filling. Colander. Dump it in there. That's everything. The potatoes are hot. We throw them in there. Seems like an awful lot of onion. I might save some of this onion for tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do about that. Do about half that onion. Just felt like it's a lot, so we'll save this tomorrow for when we probably have some pierogies for dinner. So we throw that. Now the recipe for the 6 large white potatoes with a white onion calls to put roughly about 3 ounces of cheddar, smoked cheddar, or various other cheeses that you want to do. So I'm going to throw in had this before. So this is called Cherry Wood Smoked Cheddar from Satori. That's all I could find at the store today, so we'll see how it goes. So really what you want to do is while it's hot, get that cheese to melt, get those onions to get in there, and just kind of do this. The cheese will get nice and incorporated, as well as the onion. And it helps to cool it off. Because eventually you're not going to throw this into the fridge overnight. Good enough. We're going to call it on this. That will be it. Alright, while we let that cool, we are going to make, boom, 2 more doughs, and then we'll call it a night. Do clean up, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.